Hello, this is my day one reporting on the Ezekiel Diet. I'm just over halfway through the month of January. I've now completed 2 of the 4 Bible diets for the month. The first one was water fasting. The second one was the Daniel Diet, and those are now both completed. I had some amazing results physically, mentally, and spiritually, and now I'm on to the Ezekiel Diet, which is probably going to be the most restrictive one. I'll be eating Ezekiel bread for an entire week. Now, of course, Ezekiel ate it for 390 days, but so I'm getting let off easy by doing just 1 week. Now, Ezekiel didn't set out to do this diet out of an obedience to God, but rather God instructed him to do this to symbolize the suffering that the Israelites would go through because of their iniquity. Now, I looked up iniquity to get a decent definition of that. And so it refers to gross immorality or injustice, wickedness, unrighteousness, gross injustice, the lack of uprightness, deviation from that. And so the people of Israel, despite God being good to them over and over, they kept rebelling, they kept idols. And these weren't just physical idols, it was idols inside their hearts, whether it was money or power or lust or pride. God despised this, and so he used Ezekiel for this 390 days to symbolize the suffering Israel was going to go through. For them, it's 390 years plus another 40 for the tribe of Judah. But Ezekiel only had to do that for 390 days, and of course, I'll be doing it for just 1 week. So the book of Ezekiel chapter 4, verse 9 gives the instructions for this bread. So you can look that up and look at the recipe. I thought about eating it just once per day because you only get half a pound of this bread per day, which would be equivalent of 20 shekels. But God says from time to time you shall eat it. So I'm going to split it into one batch at lunchtime, one batch for dinner. I will have some butter with this bread and I'll toast it sometimes just have a big chunk of it and eat it that way. So I have already completed 1 day of this. I'm not really expecting anything in particular on my physical result. This is more an obedience to God, a turning to God, a departure from any way I'm rebelling or any idols I'm holding within me and giving them over to the Lord. Although having finished the first day, I've lost 3/4 of a pound on that first day. Now, mind you, I was on the Daniel diet consuming about the equivalent of 3 pounds or just over 3 pounds of pulse soup every day. Now I've dropped down to just half a pound of Ezekiel bread. So that difference should create a drop in my body weight over the first couple of days. So we'll see how that goes. But so far, after 1 day, I'm feeling good. It's just 1 week, and I'm excited to see how the Lord leads me. I'm reading all the way through the book of Ezekiel, about 3/4 through. There's 45 or 48 chapters, so there's a lot of reading to do, but I'm learning a lot about God's will and the jealousness of God about us not having gods before him. And so I will report each day as usual and let you know how I'm doing. That's all for now. Bye.